Yeah, so hi, my name is Skye, and I'm an incoming freshman at Peak to Peak in the fall. I went to Angevine for middle school, and I'm currently on the Lafayette CTC board. And I'm also involved with the Boulder Valley Youth Equity Council, and that goes through the school year to address inequities in BVSD. And yeah, so I know restorative justice is an alternative to the punitive system that focuses more on addressing the community and finding where the harm was caused and helping the community heal by involving the person who was, I don't know how you'd put it, to blame for the harm, I don't know, with the person who was harmed so that they can talk and resolve the harm and make the community stronger and more united. Yeah, so at my school there was a lot of vandalism in the bathrooms this year, and I've known a few kids who were caught for doing that and then had to go. It wasn't an official form of restorative justice, but they did have to go help the custodians clean it up and hear from the custodians about how this harmed, their lives, just making it harder to clean up the school and making them accountable for what they did. Yeah, it definitely did. I think it was a lot better than just giving a suspension or giving like a referral even. I mean, it's like if it happened multiple times, it's restorative justice is a much better way to address it than just saying, hey, you're in trouble, now go face the consequences. It was a better way to resolve the harm and make a stronger community, because after they started using restorative justice, the vandalism in the bathrooms really started going away. I mean, even if kids were doing other things that weren't related to that, they'd know that if they did something like that, they would have to face the people who were harmed by that, be it other students, teachers, staff, whatever, and then kind of repair the harm. And so that was definitely a much better way of doing it than just saying you're suspended for like a week. I would probably say that restorative justice is kind of like just what it sounds. You're restoring the harm and you're facing the people who were hurt, as well as building a stronger community so that it probably won't happen in the future, and that the person who did do it is accountable for what they did so that they know what would happen if they did it again, so they probably wouldn't. I'd just say it's a better way to resolve issues that people do than just doing simple taking punitive measures. Yes, I would think so. I mean, having the student who is responsible face the teachers and say, hey, how did this affect you? And having them, tell them is a much, more accountable way for the student to be like, oh, what did I do? I shouldn't do this because I really hurt someone, or, made their lives more inconvenient or something like that, just making them accountable for it. So I think it helps the teachers get a sense of having the situation be resolved if they're able to understand that the student who did something knows that what they did was wrong and they saw what happened and saw the effects. And I feel like the teachers got some more closure from that than they would if they just said the student's suspended. Yeah, and it's not like, oh, they might do something again, but if they have to face what they did, it's much more unlikely that they would. And I've seen that too, like the kids who did vandalize the bathrooms didn't do it again after they had to go help clean up. So it's definitely a better way of repairing the community and repairing the harm if their child is the victim or the perpetrator. It seems like that's a much better way to address the situation and to make sure that it doesn't happen again, or if their child was the victim, to make sure that their child feels closure from that they feel safe in their community and feel like, oh, this won't happen again because I told them what happened, and so this person won't do it again because they know what happened. Yeah, so I mean, with my friends, sometimes one friend will do something, and like this year, one of my friends hurt me, and I basically had to sit them down and say, hey, this is what I felt when you did that, and we had a conversation surrounding that. And I've had to do that with my friends if two of them are like sort of warring and they had a conflict. I'd be like, hey, what did you do that hurt that person? And then it's just a much better way to resolve the conflict than like freezing them out or just saying, hey, I'm not talking to you anymore. Like actually being, because I mean, I really like my friends, I want to keep them. So being able to say, hey, this is what you did, you know, it really hurt me. We work on something to make sure this doesn't happen again, was a much better way. And I kept my friends and had a great year. I mean, I think anywhere like in middle school up would be a suitable age range. I mean, I feel like in elementary school, you can use some sort of basic form of restorative justice saying like, you know, I feel this because whatever. But then once you get into middle school, the students are more aware of like what they did and why that's, you know, why they need to be held accountable for their actions. And I feel like anywhere up from that age would be great. And I've seen it used too. I mean, not in the elementary school, but definitely sixth graders up. I think it would be a great way to strengthen our community. I mean, it's definitely a part of creating accountability and creating a stronger sense of community, but it's also about making sure that we're united and that even though this person is the victim and the perpetrator, that we're all the same and we can all be better if we address our issues together and then resolve those to make a stronger community.